Hi, this presentation is about how to conduct business while you are in Brazil. The group members here are the 4 best that you've never met before. First off, we have Hiro Patel, who has completed 96 hours of community service and maintains a 3.7 GPA. Then we have Gertrude Pilgrim, who is bilingual in Creole and English, who was born and raised in Belize as well. Then we have Josh Arzoff, who already has an associate in paramedicine and fire science. Finally, we have Felix Chang, who has 4 years of experience in customer service. Hey you, do you want to go to paradise and have the opportunity to make millions? I sure would. Brazil has an unemployment rate at 4.7% and has never-ending beaches. You can be relaxing on the beach and be making money.
Some people might wonder, why Brazil? I don't even know where it's located on the map. Well, Brazil is on the eastern side of South America, and it borders numerous countries, as you can see from the illustration. Some of these countries include Venezuela, Colombia, Peru, Bolivia, Paraguay, Argentina, and Uruguay. Now that you know where it's located on the map, you should go to Brazil because its gross domestic product grows at a rate of 7% annually. So there is a lot of money that is waiting to be made there. Brazil is also responsible for half of the oil that was discovered in 2010. If you're thinking, sure, Brazil is doing good right now, but what about the future? Well, it's predicted that Brazil's economy will overtake Germany's by 2032. If that's not interesting enough for you, Brazil has the 9th highest population of billionaires in the world. So if you like rubbing elbows with the rich, that's the place for you to be. Brazil is also one of the leaders in producing hydroelectric power. So if you don't like burning a fossil fuel, Brazil is the place that you want to live.
Why do you care about Brazil? Its gross domestic product is greater than Mexico, Venezuela, and Argentina combined. Money is a large motivational factor for most people, and it probably is for you too. Having the 8th largest economy in the world is a perfect place for you and foreign investors.
Here are a few basic Brazilian facts. Brazil is the largest Latin country in South America. Its native language is Portuguese. It has 8,456,510 kilometers of land. Its population is 176,029,560 people. Its capital is called Brasilia. Its government is the Federative Republic of Brazil, and their currency is called reals.
Some of the topics that we're going to be talking about today include preparing for a meeting, communicating in the office and workplace, office etiquette, business outside the office, and finally, getting the job done. Preparing for a meeting can be stressful. Some of the ways to relieve that stress would be to be well prepared as well as being well informed. The dress code in Brazil is different for men and women. Men are advised to wear dark-colored conservative suits. The type of suit is also important. A 3-piece suit indicates that the person is in an executive position, while a 2-piece suit indicates that they are in an office worker position. If you wear the wrong type of suit, it may be frowned upon among your peers or the person you're trying to have a business deal with. Businesswomen in Brazil tend to be less conservative in their dress code than women in different countries. They dress to impress and are more flamboyant. Women are expected to look elegant and well taken care of. Brazilians take pride in dressing well. Next, we have business cards. In Brazil, handing out business cards should be second nature after setting up a meeting. It is recommended to have your native language on one side and have the other side translated into Portuguese, because the native language in Brazil is Portuguese. It is very likely that other people would be able to read Portuguese.
When communicating in the workplace, there are some things you should do and other things you shouldn't. One of the most important things to remember is that Brazilians are not Hispanics, so they do not speak Spanish, they speak Portuguese. Most Brazilian business people speak English, but it's better to ask if they are familiar with the language then they just assume they speak English without asking. That could be conveyed as being rude. A good thing to know and keep in mind are the gestures to avoid. For example, the American OK sign is disrespectful to Brazilians. Some topics to avoid would be Argentina, politics, religion, and the rainforest. Some good gestures would be pinching the earlobe and placing your thumb underneath your index to make a fist. It means good luck. Some good topics to talk about would be soccer, weather, traffic, cultural events. So it's good to be informed about these topics in order to have better conversations in the future. Office etiquette is important because these are the people you work with, so make sure they don't hate you. Coffee breaks are taken frequently in Brazil. Brazilians are more personal, so the coffee break allows co-workers to get to know each other because friendships are highly valued in Brazil. Business is conducted outside the office as well as inside, as you've probably all learned from watching TV. Let's start with dinner etiquette. When you are invited over to a person's house for a celebratory dinner, you should arrive at least 30 minutes late. However, if it is a business meal, then arriving on time is expected. If the event is a party or a large gathering, then you should arrive up to an hour late, and it is recommended to dress fancier. It is also expected to bring a gift. If you are late or forget, flowers the next day is fine as well. But be careful of purple flowers. They are usually used for funerals. If it is a party, then good gift choices can be whiskey, wine, music, CDs, and pens. These business meals are important because they are effective in establishing a trustworthy relationship with the people you work with. Some general etiquette for dinner include always washing your hands before eating, and you should never touch the food with your bare hands, even if it's considered finger food in America. Brazilians always use the knife and fork in continental style. The knife goes in the right hand, while the fork is in the left. Napkins are used after eating and drinking. It is also considered poor manners to use a toothpick at the table.
Now it's time to get the job done. Deadlines should be set well in advance and restated several times for projects that need to be done, but they can be flexible as well. Relationships are more valued in the Brazilian culture when doing business. So in order to not upset anyone, deadlines are not as strict when compared to deadlines in America. When carrying out deals such as negotiations, having a good relationship with people is vital. Brazilian business people want to do business with people they know and feel comfortable with. If you know the person and are on good terms with them before the negotiations, things may go smoother. Some cultural norms to keep in mind is that Brazilians are relationship dependent. If you appear disinterested or distracted when a Brazilian is trying to bond with you, then you may be considered antisocial and people may not want to work with you. Now get to Brazil, go to Brazil and get in the action. There's a lot of money to be made in this great country. You see the man in the picture? How happier could he get? Not very much, I believe. Thank you.